All right, so after last episode, y'all voted that I should go ahead and just give back Tiz the beetroot seeds and the beetroot seeds only. How the heck did he... Already... Yo, it's Lyarrah, and today you join me back over here on Truly Bedrock, where today we will be finally doing our redstone shop. Finally! Because, yeah, we have been sitting on top of the supplies for it for a few episodes now. We have just needed to go ahead and design the space for the shop, and I was distracted by a combination of having no idea what to do for that, and placing the several thousand cakes around Tiz's place that he is already torn out. Rage aside in this situation, I have a confession to make to all of you folks. I have a confession to make. And that confession is that I am a woman with very little self-control. I keep saying I'm already using too many rare materials and I shouldn't go using more. You know, we have, the entire ore situation going on in here. That is, in case you had forgotten, what the entire floor in here is going to be like. Last season, I used 22 shulkers of calcite. First season of Truly Bedrock, I ran a concrete shop, which was before we had figured out the unbreaking block leg thing. So that was miserable. And now I'm doing this, apparently. That's right, did not learn my lesson from the calcite last season. So apparently we are just turning all the rock in here into quartz. No, okay, in my defense, I only decided to do this. Let's pretend I didn't do that. I only decided to do this because I knew we already had lots of quartz to spare on the server now. Silent had already told me that he only needed like one shulker of that quartz. And given that this right here was not even 4 stacks, I think I won't even need half of the remaining shulkers of quartz to cover this place. Especially not because this is not going to be covered in just pure quartz. Now, before everybody screams at me about that, and because I know you know where this is going, okay, but again, it's because I know that I already, where is it? I already have the materials, okay? Okay? This is not going to be as much of a mistake as it sounds like, because I already have calcite, and I've already been smelting down quartz, and there's still more quartz that I can get from Silent, and really the I was going to say the most time-consuming part of it's going to be the smelting, but I can do that while I'm doing other things, so it's not really time-consuming. So the idea for it all is basically this. We're going to be starting with quartz as our base in place of stone, okay? And there is 2 parts to this. One is that it is pretty and gives us a nice light background upon which to put all our glowiness in here. Mind you that my other thought for the walls in there had been just go ahead and do deep slate. And it's a little bit too busy of a base pattern to have. Like, it's nice if you do want the the deep depths feel to it, but the moment you start actually getting much light onto it, it's just very busy in my brain. So, you know, gives us kind of a blank slate to work off of. And then on top of it, we can go through here and we can create some other little veins of color and, you know, slight variations in the stone, the same way that you've got the andesite in with the stone normally. Same deal with the white concrete powder. It goes real good in here. And, you know, just getting that kind of slight mottled look to it. So this is going to be in like large swaths across the place. Maybe a little bit diorite mixed into it too. Regular concrete is too flat and snow is too dang blue. So, I mean, the shadows down here might make it okay, but overall I think snow is not going to be a factor in this. I am also going to have to be careful with the concrete because, you know, gravity and also water. Which, yeah, reminder, again, this is going to be filled with water. We might mix some bone blocks into here too. I realize that they have like similar texture to basalt, so I can probably use them as like some kind of drip blocks in here. But my other reasoning behind it is just like a very, very stupidly high commitment to all things. Like, I go for realism in the most useless situations, okay, peeps? And most of rock is in fact quartz. Or like not most, but like granite has quartz in it. Your typical stone in the ground probably has some quartz in it. Amethyst is a form of quartz, okay? And I had wanted to have like crystals going in here that were like basically made of end rods and glass panes and stuff like that. If you know what a selenite wand looks like, I've been wanting maybe some of those jutting out from the wall and everything. And most of those structures either are formed of quartz because it crystallizes really easily, or formed out of quartz, like as in seeping out of quartz in the wall. And those kinds of things are also what helps give us the like bumpy floor texture that I was speaking of in here. Oh, I've forgotten the word again. Keep wanting to call them cave eggs, but cave eggs just sounds like some kind of like creepy animal, or maybe just axolotl, but the term that I am looking for here is cave pearls, now that my brain decided to actually like back up a bit. Right, I forgot that he left this here. We now have a sub-to-Zoy sign, which means these cakes just became priority to eat so that we can get them out of here. Listen, that boy may have helped me out with a lot of things this season, but that doesn't mean he gets free advertising in my base. So I've roughed out the walls in here. I'm definitely not completely sold on the concrete powder after all, but I think it's in part just because things are going to look better as large swaths, and also I just remembered again that this is going to be filled with water, so I can't. You know what? We will replace those after it's covered over, because we may not need that to even be quartz to begin with. So yeah, this needs to be filled in with water next. I have no idea what I'm doing on the interior floor here, but we will figure that out. And the reason I need to go straight to the water instead of doing much of any of the planning of the shop with it being dry is the other supplies that I grabbed. See, overall, I'm not going to have much of the cave have any kind of a tropical feel to it or anything, but the shop specifically, since it's electric dEELs, I realized it might be fun to have it have kind of a coral reef thing, and maybe I'll put a little bit of that elsewhere too. So, and that means I did pick up some coral to use in there, so we're going to take that on over there. Ditto with that one. Apparently I just didn't have the inventory space for those, so let's dump out, you know, some of the random stone and stuff that I've gotten, and we'll sort that out later. Grab ourselves some ice to start filling this in with. And let's see what we can do. You know what the nicest part of having this filled up is going to be? Not dealing with slime anymore. At least not from this area. Alright, our little fake aquifer now also has a floor as well as the walls. It is, of course, a little bit hard to see from up here, which we can easily fix by putting some temporary lighting down here. We'll get some real lighting eventually. A little bit better, a little bit better. And as for underneath here, though, at the moment, I can only see it so well because, once again, I'm using the texture pack with no fog under. I really got to figure out why it is there's no fog in my default RTX pack that I've been using. It's really kind of annoying me because all the fog packs that I do have are like way too foggy in the regular area. But I don't like losing the fog in here or in the nether. It's just really weird. So quick note about the fog thing. I DM'd the person who made the pack and they informed me that it's because there's a bug that makes the skybox show up weird if you don't turn off fog on an RTX pack. So yeah, that's why. But since I know that it's going to be easier to work on this, both if I'm not drowning after the first 20 seconds and if and you know, if I could see if there was fog, I need to get the fog back on. But either way, we need to get ourselves that conduit set up over here. Now, I do want the conduit to be as non-disruptive as possible. I don't want to be just like everywhere in here and getting the conduit effect. I want it to be as isolated to this pond as possible. And ideally, really, my portal is probably going to be kind of recessed into the wall here, or I'm going to be making this into a larger pillar. But I'd like my portal to immediately have a waterfall afterwards, and I'd really like it if that does not have the conduit effect. So we want it that away and probably up, all things considered. Because there's, oh hi, there's slimes down here. There's going to be other water down here, and while I think that most of it's going to be shallow enough that it's not ever going to have the conduit effect kick in. Well, no, actually, yeah, that might mean that just straight that way is our best option. So let's find where 32 blocks from this side is. So we start at native 871 and 794. We want to be at about negative 903 and 826. We are not going to be able to get quite that far over, I don't think. Let's see, how many blocks do I have here before we wind up? Oh, no, I guess we actually have a ways. So we probably can just kind of bury it in the wall there. But we want to go down a few more. Okay, I've carved out a little 3x3 to put the conduit actually into. We're going to go ahead and grab one and the appropriate amount of prismarine, and then we are going to play around and see if we've actually got ourselves set up so that this will be all glowy, but minimal other things will be. Of course, I do believe that this is going to mess with some of this water over here. I don't think Beardy has any water that he's going to normally have its head in, but like that waterfall at least is definitely going to be messed with. I don't know if I care. I think the only thing that would annoy me is if I fall into the turtles, that might be. But really, that big waterfall over there not having the effect is my biggest concern here. And we do only need 16 blocks of the prismarine since we are trying to make this a minimal one. And let's eat another cake out of here. But yeah, one of my other goals for this whole place is that I do want it to be traversable by Riptide. I think I've mentioned that before, but just in case I haven't, yeah, that is one of the goals. While you do have to have water in the immediate 3x3 around it, you can actually have like whatever you would like for basically all the other spots. Okay, so we've got that set up. if I were to put another 7 blocks on here, well, actually the first one only needs 5 because it's just measured 7 at a time. So if I got this up to 21, it would go an extra few blocks, but we would like to keep it at the minimum there. So here is our test. So first of all, head in the waterfall here is looking pretty good. I'm not getting it here, so that's a good sign. But what about in here? I do have it in here, and I should be fine over to about here. Yep, conduit power is staying refreshed, so perfect. That will mean that people can come here and shop and be able to see in the whole thing. It does look like it flinches a bit if I get clear up against that wall. Yeah, it does look like I need to move it probably about 4 or 5 more blocks that way, just to ensure that people will be able to see through the whole thing. There is, of course, going to be stuff filling up a lot of that space, but it's annoying to have to deal with the flashy. All right, there we go. So that's redone. Let's go check this again. I can now stand on this end of the shop and have the conduit power staying. Very, very nice. And what about my waterfall? And the waterfall is indeed clear. Yes. The original idea for this space did actually call for the whole thing being underwater, but I quickly realized it was going to be a bit more interesting to have it be little pools and everything in here. And, you know, since I'm probably only an episode or 2 off from revealing what this place is actually going to be like, then I can at least give the hint of tide pools. I think most of you know where this is all going already anyway, but we'll give hints. We'll give hints. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab the coral and stuff out of here, take some time to build this into the way I want the shop to be, and I'll be back with you folks in a little bit. So, funny story. Yesterday, while I was starting in the shop, I was watching Jade stream, and she started to be in a death loop over at her diggy holes, because the bed was like right next to the hole, and for some reason the game decided that she should spawn over the hole instead of over any of the blocks that, you know, were safe. So I wound up flying over there to save her. Today, she apparently went off and died a different way and lost all of her stuff. So I'm digging through my extra stuff and am making her things. So yeah, we make sword and stuff for Jade. So you may be wondering why I'm floating. I'm very confused as well. I believe, yeah, okay. Groova has added a giant shulker onto the town here, and you know it's Groova because it's orange. And it apparently has a live shulker in it. Yeah, live shulker. And apparently shulker bullets go very far. I'm going indoors. Anyway, while I was enchanting stuff for Jade there, I realized that we were missing some unbreaking books and some mending books, and I was like, okay, do I have any of that in my ender chest, or do I at least have a shulker to put stuff in? Shockingly, I did have mending books, but I also realized that I have the box of netherite picks that Zoe left with me. So I figure I'm just going to go ahead and mend up a couple of these and give them to her, because why not? Zoe basically just was like, here, do with these as you please. You know, so whatever. And of course, nobody's been taking their guard duty seriously at all over here. So, you know, we've got, I've surrounded it with cakes to make it unbreakable. Though here lies the almighty furnace. Oh no. Oh, that doesn't bode well. Oh no. Oh no. There's no... You're kidding me, right? You're well, we're gonna need different XP source apparently. Well, I mean, there still are a few fully enchanted in here. And still mended up, so I may go ahead and give one of those to her after I do put mending on it. Wait, did those ones even have... Okay, yeah, they did have mending. Or maybe she just put mending on herself. I don't know. Point being, I'm going to relock that. And I was never here. You know, maybe I should have added a cake to Chaos Hell. Is there a good spot for one? Not really, huh? Not really. I mean, I guess I could just turn the snow up here into, like, the surface of a cake. I kinda wanna know. Yeah, I think that'll about do it. Anyway, Jade said that she was going to be on with some items and she just wanted me to combine them as opposed to having any worries about needing to actually make stuff. So this is going to be a surprise for her, and I hope she has an anvil or two. I have made a terrible mistake. I tried to put everything onto this first and then put it on the boots afterwards. No! gonna have to get new stuff. Oh no. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna hold that off to the side. Luckily, I'll have the levels for it, but oh no! I was trying to do things efficiently, and I messed up. Also, there's no bow in here. Period. We need to fix that. So by now, I'm sure all of you are well aware that I can't make an episode in one sitting. Somehow in between the parts of me working on the shop and me going over to Jade's to help her out with the armor, I then wound up streaming with Slife for like 2 hours and we went end raiding. And, you know, I kind of have no regrets because I think that I'm going to use the shulkers for the shop. I mean, mind you, I already had like, yeah, a stack still of shulker shells, but you know, this is a few more. So let's see. Let's try to split this up by categories, shall we? Like, this feels like one category, or maybe like these, and leave the dust and blocks to be their own thing. These as one category. The pistons is one category, so that's 3. 4, 5. Let's just go with 8 and see if they will fit into that, and then, you know, add or subtract as necessary. Which, yeah, actually, since one of the things that we're stocking this with is the end rods, and we sold a lot of our chorus fruit. Sold's the wrong word, but it is. Silent has it now, so we should do another harvest while we're at it. I will come back and plant that after I craft our shulkers. And of course we want to make these red, which of course also means that we need to make more red dye, because of course we do. Why would I actually have enough of anything down here, despite how much stuff I have? Alright, so the shop still does need some work, especially the eels. I am not sold on the eels at all. And I'm also not sold on just kind of how I have the shop as a whole, because honestly, I was picturing like a big reef that you could swim into, and instead I made like the smaller ones. I think I'm gonna leave it for right now, just because this shop is so overdue to actually like exist. But I am definitely going to take into consideration the fact that I may want to redo the whole thing still. I'm trying to put the shulkers in like meaningfully visible ways around the place. I'm not sure if I am succeeding in that, but you know. What I am going to have to do is dump out inventory to carry stuff over. I really should have loaded shulkers first. That would have been smart. Oh well. Mind you, the other thing this place definitely needs is like a bit of these to spice it up a little bit, decorate it a little bit more. The trouble is that to me, it always looks the most natural to have the same color on there, you know? It looks like that's how it's supposed to be, but that winds up, you know, boring and almost invisible. So it's like, well, is there even a point then? It doesn't help that I also have no idea what's more realistic with it. It just, like, that's what feels right. So I swear that our next task after we actually get the shop done needs to be finally setting up wherever it is that we're putting my storage, which I know where I'm putting my storage, but y'all don't know where I'm putting my storage yet. I need to set that up because we're starting to get dump chests and I don't want to have dump chests everywhere. I like actually being organized in the game. I can't be organized worth a darn in real life, so like, let me have this power fantasy, okay? But alrighty, inventory has been dumped out. Actually, let's put the let's put those in there. Oh, we gotta replant the thing. So already it's pretty clear that I actually made more than I need, which is nice. That is a nice problem to have. I like having that problem. It does mean that I'm probably going to want to hide some overflow somewhere in here for simplicity's sake. But we'll figure that out after I'm sure if I finalized this place or not. Also, I completely and totally can't believe that I was standing here going, man, how am I going to light this place and make it look natural? And forgot that I have a sea pickle machine. Came on back over here to the U-store and was like, okay, yep, time to go ahead and get all the stuff out of here. And then I stared at it and was like, oh no, I don't know where I put all that carpet. How am I going to spawn proof this? Cake is spawn proof. Alright, so I'm shoving everything into the boxes in here and throwing signs on it. So like this one's, whoops, does not need another sign, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, this one here is jack-o'-lantern, sea pickles, glowberries. I named it organic lighting at the other shop. I may still name it back because that's funny. But for right now, I'm going to do that just for simplicity's sake. This one I ultimately want to name build your own torches or something, but you know. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing that I really hope that glow letters don't cause lag anymore. And if they do, oh well, I'm not changing it. It's my base, I'll deal with it. It does also occur to me I might want to go ahead and get some soul lanterns into here. I will ask about market demand on that. I think that there actually is enough that I should. In which case I'll put the lanterns out into a separate one. Also, I did do the little sea lanterns, visit DBs in there. We got redstone. We got sorted rails. In the end, I didn't stock any minecarts. I might if there's demand for it. My hitboxes are like slightly off for some reason, but yeah, I might if there's demand for it. But if I do, I think it's going to be a situation like I did with my season 2 redstone shop where I've got a free minecart with every purchase of rails or whatever. Note that I do kind of want to put comical names on these, but that at this exact moment, that's not going to happen. Just because I actually want to keep track of what all I'm putting in here, and yeah, it's easier if it's actually labeled properly. That said, I will take suggestions for things like how I had those as organic lighting before and stuff like that. I would love more jokes of that. Alright, hoppers, and this last one is... I'm sure I spelled at least one of those words wrong, but we'll go with it. And I think that is everything stocked, so I think I just gotta pickle the place up a little bit so that it's got some glow when you don't have night vision. Alright, I think that looks sufficiently lit up from up here now. This looks good, this looks good. Hopefully the glowing of all the signs will be enough for people to be able to find stuff. I will let them know in the back room approximately how this is working as far as... the red shulkers are oh no, it's kicked in already. Okay, well, we'll just go back down in here. The red shulkers have redstone stuff in them. The yellow ones have the lighting in it. I need to come up with some slogan about it being the electrocutingly good or something like that. I don't know. There's so many jokes to be made from an underwater electronics store, and I don't even know where to begin. That's the problem here. Like, why do we not have a Flintstones or Jetsons equivalent that is about a family living underwater? Like, either actually mermaids or, like, scuba diving. Like, is there one? Like, Hanna-Barbera, did you fail me on this? Or did I just not know it exists? Like, please tell me. But, well, I'm going to go back to the drawing board for the eels and hopefully be able to start out next episode showing you a much cuter version of them. And, well, I think I need a little bit more light right here next to the eels. I think we are probably good. I think our shop is, in fact, ready to be opened. So thank you everybody so much for hanging out with me today. If you had as much fun as I did getting the shop put together, make sure you leave a like. If you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, hey, please consider it. We just hit 4K this week. I am so excited about it. I'm so glad. So thank you all so very much. Take care, everybody. Toodles.